I've just printed off the most amazing print from what was the most amazing morning. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I've got so many more prints to show you. Morning everybody, fantastic to see you all again. So I am at Loughrig Fell and this is my dream. There's a little bit of an inversion, clear skies, it's autumn. We should be able to get the most epic conditions. I'm here with Mass and James. They've gone up because they're quicker than me and I'm going to follow them up. Yes, so excited. It's a long way up. It's definitely an inversion. Oh, it's going to be good. That was as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's a fairly steep hill, and as you can see, we've got the conditions. I shot this about 4 years ago, I think, and it was such an epic morning. I'm just hoping the clouds on the horizon will just drop a little bit, but whatever, I think we're going to get something special. The light comes through here into this valley and casts incredible, stunning light. So it's all going to be out long lenses this. I've got my 100 to 400 and we're going to pick out little compositions, and it's literally long lens heaven. Can't wait. Right, let's go and find some compositions. Okay, we've got here, and as usual, there's a few other photographers. It's nice to have some friendly faces. There's Daniel and Tom here with Mass, and James has gone right down there. And as you can see, it is so epic. What do you think?
It is perfect.
Yeah, not bad.
We usually don't use the words perfect in landscape photography, but this is literally perfect.
Yeah, so there's a classic shot, which is a little bit of a road and some trees down there. What we're waiting for is the light, and what's so good about this location is that we sort of thought about where the light comes over the horizon, which in a mountainous area like this can take a long time, and where we were staying in Keswick, it would be a little bit longer before it starts to hit the things that are interesting. But here it's going to rise over there somewhere and it's going to hit these trees, hopefully light them up. There's amazing autumn colours. Doesn't get better than this. This is so good now. We've still got a little bit of time before the light comes on the trees, but I'm just picking out tiny compositions. So at the moment at 400 millimeters, and I've just got this composition here, which just looks so good. So you can see I'm just picking out that single tree, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's really important when you're shooting with a long lens to pay attention just to those little things that are happening. As the mist changes, it might just reveal just something, and always look around the edges of your composition, because you might just have a tree that's just been cut off or just not have enough breathing space. So it's always better to just give it a little bit more space and crop a little bit off it later. But if you just check all your corners, all your edges, then you'll make sure that doesn't happen. This is amazing. Okay, so the fog just changes so much, and what I've tried to do is there's a little white house that we've all spotted, and it's just
here, and before it just had a little bit of fog around it. So I've tried to sort of balance that with the tarn in the bottom left corner. So we've got a bit of a diagonal, and then that jumps back up to the left hand side here. And you've got to be super careful with focus and also just any shake. So I've got a little bit of a 2-second timer just to ensure that I get it pin sharp, because mornings like this don't come often. Oh my god, the fog's coming now over here. Let me show you this. This looks unbelievable. So the fog has just started to come in down there, as you can see. So there's this road, and this is the shot that I want to try and get again with a little bit different conditions. So hopefully we're going to get the sun coming over the mountains just in the background over there. And the colours over here are nice as well, so you might not be able to pick them out on this camera, but just up there looks lovely, sort of lilac colour. Actually, there's a nice shot down the valley there. So you can see over here now that the clouds are actually just catching the sunlight. I don't know what time it is, but it's not far off. Yeah, it's pretty much sunrise time, and it looks so fantastic. So we're just, I'm thinking of shooting just this scene here. I'm hoping just to get a little bit of the early sun on the mountains there and the inversion. It looks unbelievable. Doesn't get better than this. This is the most amazing light and conditions we could possibly have imagined. You can just see, just here, the light is coming. I don't know how long it's going to be before it hits these trees down here, but if I just show you on here, I've got the classic composition with this road coming in. There's a perfect amount of fog. We just need the sun just to hit the top of these trees, and I think it's going to look really good. This is so good. Okay, so the light is as good as it's going to get, I think. The mist is in there, the treetops are just being lit, and these grasses here look amazing as well. So I might come down here and try and get some foreground, but it's all about the long lens shot. I'm shooting at around about 180 millimeters, just getting this road and these trees, the light's coming through, it's golden, it's autumn. Doesn't get better than this. Never. Oh my God, it's getting better. Need to go back up. It's just getting better. Can't run. Ow! Ow! Well, I hate to say it, but I think we've probably had the best of the light, but
as you can see, Master's just running back here. We've just been photographing him on the end because, yeah, the scene needed improving just a little bit. So he's been doing his classic poses, and this is the most amazing experience. Just watching the fog's just been coming in and then moving out, and just different scenes developing. It's just so spectacular. The perfect conditions for a long lens. I think I've got some good compositions. Whoa, absolutely amazing. So I think I'm just going to pick out a few more just over there with my 100 to 400, and then that'll be it. You never know, we might get some of the lasting fog when we go a bit lower. Wow. Okay, so we've come down now to what's called the River Brathay, and I've just flown my drone. I'll show you the footage as I'm talking now, and you can see that the light rays are amazing down here. We may be just a little bit too late. Mass and James have gone ahead of me. Make sure you check out their channels and their videos from this lakes trip, because they'll be awesome as well. And yeah, if you like the video so far, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, yeah, consider subscribing, because again, it really helps my channel out. Oh, this place is so amazing. Right, I will show you the view as we come through here. Hopefully we'll be in the mist still. So what's amazing about down here is that the fog is pretty cool, but also the grasses have just covered in this water from all the vapour in the air this morning because it rained so much yesterday, and so they just look so good. So I've tried to do something with a longer lens. I think it's about 110mm f4, and just have this out of focus and get a little bit of bokeh. I think it's going to look pretty good. This place is so amazing. So wasn't that amazing? The ability to pick out individual compositions, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail because I want to show you some prints. But that ability with this 100 to 400mm lens is so incredible. And this lens, I mean, I bought it for Antarctica and shooting penguins, but it is one of the sharpest lenses I've ever used. It's so spectacular. So I'm going to go through some prints that I didn't show in the video, and some images as well that I didn't show, as well as some of the images that I did show. And I want to talk a little bit more about the composition and the things that I shot. So first of all, this image here, this was before the light came. It was just a little bit before sunrise. We got up there early enough, which is really important on something like this. You want to make the most of this morning. And I just loved the layering of it. I loved how the light was reflected down into it. This was a longer exposure, 5 seconds at 200mm, and I just think that sort of softness in the clouds really works with this. And the blue hour, oh, it's just so fantastic. I really like this tree here. It just sort of anchors the image a little bit. Often with images like this, they can become, your eye doesn't know where to go, but your eye can come back to that tree and it anchors it really well. So super pleased with this. I think it worked really well. So the next image is another vertical shot actually, and this one was one that I talked about and showed in the video. And you can see in this that there is the house here, and then there's the bit of the lake here, Loughrig Tarn, and then we've got these lovely trees. Ideally it would have been a little bit more autumnal here, but I can't complain too much because it was so spectacular. And then this area up here. Now when I took this, I really like the fact that
We had the house sort of centering the composition. We had this lake and this bit up here that was creating a nice diagonal through the house. And I thought that worked really well. But what I missed was that there was a composition up here, just of this house and these trees. And if I'd have gone a little bit longer, maybe to the 400 millimeters end, I could have picked out this composition. And that's why there are so many compositions in a scene like this. When you go to 400 millimeters, you've got these little squares everywhere, all over the scene. And oh my word, you could have gone up there and taken 100 really good compositions. And when I was looking back at the video footage and this, I saw so many things that I hadn't seen on the day. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the light and how the light changed the scene. If you look at this image here, you can see that the road was a really important part of the shots that I took. It formed an important part of a number of the compositions that I took. And that road and the trees and the fog worked really nicely in this scene, but what we really wanted was the light. And oh my word, did we get the light. Look at this. This is a 1 meter wide print. And speaking of prints, I'm about to release some box sets prints of images. Some of these images are going to be included in there, and they're going to be more affordable, and they're going to be hopefully out by mid to end of November, I should think. So look out for those. There's going to be a limited number of them as well. So I'll send them out on an email, the email newsletter, link below if you're not signed up. But yeah, they're going to be available fairly soon. Okay, so we've got this print here. So this is 1 meter wide actually, and it's probably my favorite image of the actual morning. It was just so spectacular, and you can see the difference the light makes on this scene. Again, there's individual compositions that I could have picked out with that 100 to 400 millimeter lens, this being one of them, of this farmhouse and tree here. And I'll show you another shot in a minute where I got a vertical of that. But I just feel like everything works well in terms of the balance of this. We've got the road here and the lake, which sort of balance each other really well. The road is a cool colour as well as the lake, and the warmer colours come down from the top and it gets cooler as you go down the image, which I think looks fantastic. And just the detail. What really surprised me was how sharp this lens was, sort of edge to edge as well. It really is an amazing lens. So this was taken at 100 millimeters, and yeah, just looking at all the detail in this is just so amazing. So I'll just put this to the side, and if we just go in a little bit tighter here, and I get this shot here, you can see that on this shot, I've just gone in a little bit tighter on the tree here and the farmhouse, and just the sheep down here just looks so fantastic in this little sort of coppice here, which looks great. I just love all the little details, and the fog just makes such a big difference to it. If I'm a little bit critical about this, I feel like I probably should have had a little bit more room on the left-hand side. I'll have to have a look at some of my other images and see if I can crop one down a little bit, but I just feel like it just needs a little bit more room on the left-hand side. Okay, the next image that I want to show you is this one here, which was shot at 310 millimeters. And this is a good example of something that I just usually wouldn't shoot at. I usually shoot between 70 and 200 millimeters. So going that long is fairly unique in landscape photography for me. But this has produced this very painterly image of the fog just sort of coming through the trees here. I picked out these. I like this sort of slight diagonal they're on as well, which I think works quite well. I was quite careful around the edges. There was no trees to distract you, so your attention sort of goes into the middle of the scene. There's nothing that's really particularly catches your eye in the scene either. So I think it sort of does work that you sort of go down here and then back round. And I think that works fantastically well in terms of the composition here. And once again, how many different compositions can you get? And I stood in one location. I didn't move from that one location, which was
amazing to think. So I just want to talk about these final 2 images of my friend Mas doing some of his poses. I think having a person in the scene does give a very different feel to the whole image. I've shot these wider actually, so these were a little bit wider, and just show Mas in the scene. I think it works really well. I've been careful where I've placed him so he's not in an area that's too complex and he stands out a little bit. Make sure you check out Mas's and James's videos from this area. They'll come out over the next few weeks, I should think, because I'm sure they'll have images that I didn't even see. I do want to thank also NordVPN for sponsoring this week's video. NordVPN are a VPN that I've used for years. If you want to take your cyber security seriously, then it's really important to have a VPN. I just recently came back off holiday to a Greek island, Santorini, and I used the VPN a few times actually. I used it in the airport to make sure that when I'm connecting to my bank and also when I was logging onto Instagram, that nobody could pinch my details and pinch my login details. It's super easy to do. You can get an app for your phone or your computer. It's seamless, so you just don't have to really think about it. And it's also a really good way of getting back to your UK content. So when we were on Netflix, we were able to look at the content and continue watching a film that we were watching when we were in the UK. I also like using it to browse the BBC whenever I'm away from home, because I don't want to get the world service, I want to get the UK view of the BBC. And it can be the same for lots of different websites that you browse. You can have the view that you want. So make sure you check out NordVPN/Nigel. And if you get a 2-year plan, then you get 4 additional months for free. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So that's NordVPN/Nigel. Make sure you check them out. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. These are some of the best images I've taken this year. And until next Sunday, bye.